Winky, winky.
Ew.
I should knock. Sometimes I forget. No, I
Oh,
just walked in. I thought he was sleeping, but he was not.
what's he doing?
Nothing. He was just laying there, but
You just caught my brother playing with himself in his bedroom.
I did not.
Okay. Did it look like he was doing something?
I don't. He always has his hands underneath the covers,
So you
so I
just
don't know.
you think he was doing something?
No, I just caught myself that I should knock before I walk into a grown man's room.
Okay, so where was his hands at?
On his phone?
You saw his phone?
Yeah, he had it like one of in his hand.
And where was the other one?
I don't know. I was
Ask him
like,
right now. Say, Brett, were you playing with yourself?
Brett, did I walk in on something? He said, I just said no. Oh my God.
That's what they say when they're caught in the act.
Hit the line, what's the tea? They talk about everything. Goes on, I'm calling my mom. Paul is here, Barb too, and they talk about everything. Goes on, I'm calling my mom.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, my son.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast. I am Paul, my mom's pride and joy. And here is our superstar laughing already, Barb herself.
Hi.
So, Mom, last week with Lisa left you, we set up your dating profile. We got all the pictures. We filled out that very, very long bio, your interest.
Yeah,
You walked away needing to decompress. How are you feeling this week?
I'm good this week. That's over with.
You're
Now
over it?
it's moving on to see what filters in.
Got it. So you're still locked in. You're still going along with the journey.
Of course, of course. Yeah, it's a roller coaster, you know.
It's a roller coaster.
We're going on the ups of the roller coaster.
Okay, so we haven't hit the drop yet. We're still
No,
there.
we haven't
Okay.
hit the drop. We're getting through. We're doing all the things we have to get, we put the whole profile up in the
Mm-hmm.
pics. Now, again, we have to see what filters through and
Well,
then what I filter out.
your picks were a slam dunk on the socials. People went crazy for 2 and 7. People loved the picks.
Hands down.
They loved the pom-pom picture that Lisa called it with you
Yeah.
with your hands in front of the Christmas tree. And
Uh-huh.
then everybody seemed to really love you with the tatas out with the cocktail in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was given party girl vibes, remember?
Yes.
Yes, a good time girl.
Cheerleading and good times.
Yeah, good time and cheerleader.
I mean, with those two profile tags, cheerleader and party girl, I mean, come on.
What can't you do at that point, right?
They're going to be coming in left and right.
Well, I have something to confess, speaking of the pictures.
Oh, Lord.
I would like to take this time on the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast to have a public service announcement and apologize to a special somebody. I want to give a public service announcement, an apology to Adriana Clarkson 262. She commented on your picture that we put out there of the scroll, the carousel post with all of your potential profile pictures. And she commented and said 2 hands down. That's it.
The number 2.
2
Hands down.
I maybe was in a mood that day. Maybe I was very reactive. I don't know. I thought this was somebody trying to screw with us, and I thought they were dragging my mom. There's no punctuation in this post, might I add. It just said 2 hands down. So I'm thinking she's talking shit about my mom, saying that she looks crazy in her pictures, 2 hands down, 2 thumbs down. Bitch, you got 2 hands down. That's how bad it is. That's how I took it. There was no yes, queen mama, 2 hands down. It was 2 hands down, nothing. So
Right.
I'm like, oh, girl, those are fighting words. You're coming on our podcast page to talk shit about my mom. That's not happening. So I go on the girl's profile and she's got 2 posts. And one of them is a video of her with a cat. So I commented back and said, girl, go play with your cat. I had time today. I had time yesterday. And she commented back and said, I'm so confused.
As she should be.
Sweetie, me too. Me too.
She didn't say 2 thumbs down. She said the number 2.
Hold on.
Hands down.
Okay.
So pick number 2.
So then I put it in a group chat with my mom, my brother, Jordy, and my best friend, Tara. And I was like, oh my gosh, you won't believe, like, this bitch is coming for my mom, saying that she's 2 hands down. That's how bad she is. Like, she wants to fight. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, what? And they're like, she's saying, like, pick 2 hands down. And I'm like, oh, I stayed up over it. I was sick. I lost sleep over it. Like, this poor girl was supporting you. And I thought she was coming for my mom.
She's like, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm like, here I am trying to grow the fan base of the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast page, and I'm running them off. We got to keep anyone that we can on.
That's right. She took the time to look at the pics.
I know. And then I felt so awful that I'm like, here I am trying to drag her for hanging out with her 3 cats. And then she's just supporting my mom being a bad bitch.
Right? Right?
Lesson of the day. Don't be reactive.
Don't be reactive.
I'm sorry, Adriana. I'm truthfully sorry. But I need you to also be mindful of your punctuation and grammar, because you weren't setting yourself up for success with a comment like that either, okay? But I do apologize, and I want it to be known. Jordy said, if somebody asked me what kind of podcast my boyfriend and his mom has, I would say it's like Mel Robbins, If You Want to Fight. Like, we're working on ourselves and we're trying to be a better person, but like you could catch it. Like, you want to fight.
Instead of let them, it's bring it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. It really is. That's our new slogan. It really is. It's like, bitch, what's up? So we're trying to say, we're doing another little saging session in this apartment, in the studio, if you will. We need to cleanse all that badass energy, because it is Barb's birthday episode. Barb.
Slow
clap. Come on. Be happy.
You're
alive to see another year.
Correct. I'm happy because there's only 2 alternatives.
Yeah. Let's go with the positive one. Yeah.
Right. It just, your mindset as you get older becomes very different, and you think different, and you become more emotional during a birthday because you think of, like, I don't know. This is just me. I shouldn't say we.
Yeah, who's we? I'm like, I don't know. I'm a birthday whore. I'm celebrating for a whole month. I'm like,
I know. I love everything, which is funny because I love that my kids love their birthday. Both of you love your birthday. You love to celebrate. You love it. It's special to you guys. And then, like, I'm kind of always been like the opposite of that. So it's very funny.
Well, that's why today we're making it all about you. And the present that I sent you, your unboxing, you get to unbox live on the podcast right now.
Oh, yay. Because it's been sitting and I haven't opened it.
I know. I've been wanting you to wait until we've recorded this episode. Now, before you open this, we're really big with intentions, manifesting.
Okay.
What are your intentions for being 57 this week? What do you want out of 57?
Well, we'll go on this journey of putting myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do something, not only that, like, out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm gonna set, you had brought me a journal. I'm gonna start journaling.
I did.
Yeah.
I think that'd be very good for the emotional being you are. You need to write it out.
I'm gonna make more intentions of, like, reaching out to my friends and making sure that I do things in that sense.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, girl, don't be a stingy birthday whore. You only get 3 intentions. Jesus.
Okay. All right, we ready? Does anybody open boxes with a knife like I do?
The way she does it is so dangerous. I'm like, it's going to get flagged on YouTube as a weapon because she's out here slicing.
Oh, no, I'm just opening a box.
Be careful, please. This is how people, they wonder why, my family wonders why they lose fingers. They're like, oh my gosh, I must just cut my finger. I'm like, you're slicing a box open with this knife. What is this?
Can I tell you that these boxes are so dirty anymore?
Yeah, I know. You're going to stain your onesie.
I know, but I don't want to. I also have a white chair. All right.
Oh, girl, not the titties coming out. Jeez.
All right. This one says birthday.
Are you going to read my card?
Do you want me to read it?
Damn. I'm like, you went straight to the gifts and not the card?
Well, because that can be something personal. To my mom, you don't look a day over fine as fuck. That's a hilarious card.
It's cute, right?
Period queen.
Love,
I love you, mommy. Happy birthday. Love, Polly. That's adorable. That's hilarious.
Thought you would like that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now you have to wear these. You have to wear this during the podcast. Yes.
It's hard to wear it with the...
She's got her birthday tiara on. Can you wear it?
Wait a minute, people.
Hold on. She's got glasses, a tiara, headphones.
Oh my gosh, it's pulling my hair.
What the hell is happening?
All right, let's see.
Yes. Cute.
There we go.
I love that.
Right? Cute.
You look like a fairy princess. What's this? The sash?
Oh, that's adorable.
What's it say? Read it to the people.
It's my fucking birthday.
Period. Put it on. Period.
Put it on.
It is your fucking birthday.
So cute.
You love it?
I love it.
Does that not feel 57? That's screaming 57.
Can we stop saying this thing?
Okay, now what else?
This?
Oh, little can. Oh, yeah.
Jeez, ruin it before I even open it.
You know I love a candle with a message on it. What's it say?
It says, "Bitch, you're getting old."
Period. That you are.
Oh, that smells lovely.
Cute.
It's buttercream, vanilla, sugar, soy wax.
I'm just setting the tone for what I'm doing for your birthday, what you're going to be doing for my birthday. We're filming this in September, so be prepared.
How
cute.
Is that?
You see how I'm setting the tone?
I know. I love this.
We've never really fully celebrated a birthday like this on the podcast, so
no, we surely have not.
No, I thought you could put this behind your bed.
What is that? What does it say? Mr. Worldwide. Live, laugh, love. Mr. Worldwide.
Wait, hold. That is insane.
That's hilarious.
You do love Mr. You love Mr. Worldwide.
Yes.
So now
Mr. 501?
No, at the 305.
305.
Mr. 305 Pitbull himself can now live right over top of your bed.
With my candle. That...
You know, I thought we're set. Well, please open up your last gift.
Oh, I'm afraid now.
This was a bonus gift that came. It was a 2-for-1 special. And I thought everything went hand in hand. It's a different color vibrator. Oh, it's the same color?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they told me they were going to send you a purple one. So you can have a candle with Mr. Worldwide over top of your bed with a new addition of a vibrator into your life. You're welcome. Happy fucking birthday, Barb.
Well, thank you.
You know, I thought we're helping you find a man this season, and what better way to manifest the perfect man of your dreams than having Pitbull plastered over top of your bedroom wall like a 15-year-old girl.
Oh my God.
I delivered Barb a little 6-pack cookie package from Insomnia Cookies, and I sent her candles so she could put them in herself. What number did you choose for yourself to celebrate your birthday? A 40?
How'd you know?
I knew you weren't going to put the right birthday. That's all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barb. The baddest bitch around. Yay. Happy birthday. been spoiling you.
I know.
Notebook, cookies, vibrators.
Yeah.
Pitbull.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
That's hilarious. Well, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome. You're so
Yeah.
welcome. If that doesn't scream how much I love you and celebratory, I don't know what does.
Absolutely. I'll send you a pic when it's all set up.
Girl, keep those pictures to yourself. I don't know if I need to see that. Speaking of sex, vibrating, whatever you want to call it, this week we have on a sex therapist to the podcast. Because if Barb is continuing on this dating journey, we got to make sure she knows to spit some game. She needs to know how to throw it back, do her thing, and lay it on them. So what better way than having on a sex therapist to the podcast this week?
How do you know I don't know what I'm doing in the bedroom?
Ooh. Not her trying to clock me, girl. That last gift got to your head. Now she thinks she's a pro at it. Oh, shit. Barb knows how to. Okay.
Just saying.
Listen. Okay. Well, I'm at a loss for words. I didn't think Barb was going to come back with all that. Barb was going to clap back that hard.
See?
As she said that with her birthday sash and tiara on. Her onesie. This picture alone is just like everything. I love it.
The tiara, the onesie.
Well, we're excited to have on our friend to the podcast, relationship expert and sex therapist, Deborah Grace. We have so much to talk to her about. We had her on last season and we adore her.
Yes.
But before we even talk to her and even get into it, we need to talk about the messages you've been getting on the dating app.
I know. These, like my phone at work, I have to silence it. Else I keep getting these little pings, ping. I look down, it's like, you have a match, you have a match, you have a match.
Barb's that girl. She's getting blown up every damn second of the day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay.
Well, I do have a cheerleader picture up in a cocktail. So.
Yeah. No, a good time girl, a party girl picture.
Yeah, party girl picture. So yeah, I just have them all sitting there. I don't know how it works. It just, like I said, they just keep coming up.
Okay, so well, girl, I'm getting the notifications too. So I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm seeing a couple things. So let's go through this together this week.
Okay.
So let me tell you something.
Okay, so my hold the fuck up moment for the week is all these damn messages that Barb is getting on the dating app. She's popping. But some of these, I'm like,
yeah. Some of these
are,
where's
Barb,
my little thing?
Where's the buzzer at? Please. Chopped off with their head. No, we need the buzzer.
But the batteries. Oh no, I didn't put the batteries. I've been using it so much, the batteries died.
Okay, well, we know what the effort's there. A for effort. I can't.
I'll do the beep.
I can't with some of these messages. They are.
Oh my gosh, let me hear them.
I love that you haven't even seen these yet.
No, I don't look at them. I don't want to be speechless and then be discouraged and then just be like, I'm done.
Okay, well.
Ick.
So this message is from Tony Does It Better.
That's his name, his handle name.
Hey there, Gord.
That's really what his handle name is. Tony Does It Better. The ick is already there, so try to continue, but it's already there, so I'm out.
Hey there, gorgeous.
It has to be a really good line because the ick's already there.
Hey there, gorgeous. I'm
Done.
Just gonna. I'm already laughing. Hey there, gorgeous. I'm just gonna say it. You've got a smile that makes me forget about my back pain. And trust me, that's saying something. I'm not into playing. She's already got the X up.
The X red panel is already up. It has to come up a lot better for it to be.
Hold on.
When you start throwing in back pain in your first sentence, I'm here to take care of you.
Let me read through it before you already start. We're going to get your, because you're already trying to jump in. Let's just wait until we get the full body of work.
Okay, go ahead. All right. Go ahead. Let me take a breath. Go ahead.
Hey there. Hey there, gorgeous. I'm just going to say it. You've got a smile that makes me forget about my back pain. And trust me, that's saying something. I'm not into playing games unless they're in the bedroom. LOL, but not really kidding. You strike me as
Is
the
there a wink face there?
yes. You strike me as the type who knows what she wants, and I respect that. So I'll shoot my shot. I make a killer lasagna, give fantastic foot rubs. Yes, I mean that. And I've been told I have the stamina of a 30-year-old after a nap and some ibuprofen. If you're into deep conversation, strong hands, and a man who knows his way around both a grill and a woman's body, then maybe we should talk or skip straight to dessert. Tony.
Keep it moving, Tony. Keep it moving. Not one of those things even leads you into thinking,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
fun. This is a connection.
There
You
is
got back pain. You got ibuprofen. You got making
sorry.
comments about sex already in a bedroom.
There is no
The
way. This,
grill?
please tell me this is a bot. There is no way in hell this grown man at his goofy big ass age thinks that it's okay.
How old is he?
61.
Oh, girl, come on.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Saying that he's been told the ibuprofen, the dessert.
Keep it moving, Tony. What?
Tony does it better.
Yeah, keep it moving. Tony does it better.
Tony does it wrong.
Tony has got it all wrong. I love to speak. Is he divorced? Widowed? What is he?
Divorced.
Yeah, I can tell why.
Oh shit. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
All
okay,
right.
well, we got another
Delete.
one.
That's a delete.
That's a delete. Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to listen to what they say first before I see a picture. Because that can be overshadowing and be like, oh, but he's cute. Maybe he meant it funny. You can read into it. So you need to listen to what they write first, and then I'll see a pic. I don't want to see Tony does it wrong pic.
Yeah, I don't even want to show you what he looks like. I think we should just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Maybe there's someone out there for Tony, but it ain't me.
This is a message from Gary on the grid.
Why are they putting names up that they think that are
Girl, I'm not asking.
Eye-catching?
Hi, Barbara. I hope this isn't too forward.
Already.
But I came across your profile and just had to say, you seem like someone I've really enjoyed getting to know. I'll admit, I'm not the best at this whole dating app thing. Still figuring it out if emojis are cool or cringy, but I figured I'd give it a shot. You seem thoughtful, funny, and genuine. Qualities I really value. I'm a pretty simple guy. I like good conversation, strong coffee, Sunday walks, and like playing with my cat Milo. I promise I'm not trying to impress you with a line, just hoping to meet someone real. If you're up for a chat, I'd love to hear more about what makes you laugh. Warmly, Gary.
Okay, Gary.
You like it?
That's not bad, Gary.
I thought it was cute. The only thing that stood out to me was his cat Milo.
Yeah, I know, but I've had a cat, my little sissy girl. So, people do get attached to their animals. I'm okay with that.
He's 66.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? It's only 9 years older than you.
Yeah, that's a little older than me. He might be ready, like
Don't say it. Don't say
ready to be in bed by 8.
Oh.
Which, hey, I'm okay some nights being in bed by 8, but Gary does, at least he's not coming on strong and he's being honest and he's like, yeah, that's a cute one. That's a cute one.
Okay, that was we like it. We'll take it for Gary.
We'll take it for Gary.
Next one. All right, Mom. This one's from Dale.
Okay, like the name.
It's just Dale.
Yeah. Look, see, not even trying. Just Dale. Like it. Not like sitting there putting, whatever.
Like these code names for things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dale goes.
How old's Dale?
Dale is 58.
Okay.
Dale's 58.
All right, good age.
Okay, Dale's 58. He's been divorced twice.
Oh, red flag.
And he's got 4 dogs.
Out. I can't do 4 dogs.
Hi, Barbara. I'm not real good at these fancy ads, but I saw your smile and you dropped my biscuit.
What's a biscuit? What do you mean a biscuit? Like a food biscuit?
You look like the kind of woman who can make a man behave, or at least try. I got a truck that mostly works, a grill that always does.
Keep moving. Don't even finish. I don't even care. Keep it moving.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. Sorry, Dale. Cute name, but there's no connection.
Oh my gosh.
When you start off with the truck, I have a whole visual visual. So not that trucks are bad. I'm just saying I already have a whole image in my head.
He's got big old heart and a dog named Sheriff.
Yeah. Keep it moving, Dale.
Why do I feel like he owns a junkyard and could be related to us? Oh my God. I can't.
No.
Jesus.
Nope.
Okay, so the messaging we might go through, those were the 3 that really stood out to me throughout the week. That's well,
that's enough.
Let me wipe this tear from my eye.
Yeah. Your tear.
Can you say something like
I got the fan out. It's going.
Why are you talking like Dale all of a sudden now? Now, are you the type of girl that's a pick me? She starts acting like her man now. She's got a country accent. I got my fan out.
Country kind of guy.
He used the word biscuit and big old heart. I'm going to say yes. And his name's Dale.
And a truck.
Yeah, it's giving that. He likes
Something
NASCAR.
About a grill. Yeah.
He likes NASCAR.
What do you have on the profile? Like, none of these are... First of all, someone with 4 dogs. Again, more power to you. I don't know if I put loving dogs on my profile. So 4? That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So I have something else to admit. I couldn't help myself.
What?
I put up the thick fillet picture of you on the boardwalk in New Jersey.
Oh my God. No wonder I'm getting a Dale.
It was just to showcase personality.
That's not personality. That's attracting.
You have like a funny side to you.
Pick out one that I'm like smiling funny or
doing like
it was. You were like pose. Yeah, not.
And then you have thick fillet pants on, shorts on the boardwalk. You're a Jersey girl.
Would you put that on yours?
Yeah, because you have the two. You have the one sexy pic, and then you have the funny pic. You have a sexy pic, and then you have the funny pic. That's like, you with the thick fillet, and then you have the pom-pom cheerleader pic with your hands in your pockets, and it's cute and simple.
No, delete that picture. I didn't okay that one.
Do you want me to clear these messages out? Or?
Yes. Let's start over. Clear that pic. If this is week 3, I don't know, people, listeners, if we're going to have a happy ending to this scenario.
Well, I mean, we could use a picture of you right now in your number 1 mom onesie with the "It's my fucking birthday" sash and tiara.
Yeah, that would I don't even know what that would get.
All right, so that didn't go over the way that maybe I would have hoped for it to. But let's go through some of the people who at least are coming up in your radius. They've clicked your profile. They haven't messaged you yet. You can see that they viewed your profile. Okay, let's do that. Maybe we'll have better luck with that.
Yeah.
Because then maybe you might need to be the woman that takes charge and says, I see you snooping and, eyeing me up. Let me reach out to you first.
I don't know.
Okay, Barb, let's play Would You Ever? So we're going to go through the men who've been like eyeing you up and maybe they haven't shoot their shot yet with you. Maybe they're a little scared or let's just suss them out because some of them, I don't know. There's some people on here that don't look too bad that have been looking at you. Okay. And maybe they're just intimidated by your beauty and your confidence and your comedic timing of your thick fillet shorts. So let's just look into it.
I can't with you.
Okay. So this is Chase. Chase is 54.
Okay.
We have a shirtless at a beach pic with his kids on his shoulders.
Oh, so they're young kids? I'm an issue.
I think we've gotten to the root of the problem here.
Yeah.
One's in a suit.
It's me. It's not you. I'm going to be that
I'm
person.
the problem. It's me. At tea time. There's one picture in a suit at a charity gala.
Okay.
And then there's a gym picture where he says 5 a.m. club.
Okay.
Bio. Divorced dad of 2 amazing little humans who teach me more about life every day. VP of strategy at a clean and energy startup. I work hard, but I'm home for dinner by 6. Into fitness, stoicism, and making a mean omelet. Looking for someone who's strong, kind, and laughs with their whole body. Non-negotiables. Must love dogs. Must enjoy leg day at the gym. Must never, and I mean never, own or even touch a ventriloquist dummy. I don't do puppets.
Who even brings that up? Where does puppets even come into someone's realm of thinking to put, like, it's a thing for him. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it to him. We all have our thing.
That's a trigger for Chase.
I mean, because mine, you know what mine is. What, like, is something, 2 things that I cannot do.
Oh, when people brush their teeth when people are brushing their teeth and talking to you.
Yes.
And then the other thing is, cotton.
Cotton balls cannot. Yeah.
He said dead ass. He doesn't want to talk about puppets. But I'm like, how many women has he encountered that are playing with dummies on this dating app? Is this the thing that we're unaware of?
And who, like, puppets aren't really like a thing anymore. Unless he's watching, like, what's that show? The X Factor?
Goosebumps?
No, X Factor.
Slappy? Oh, when someone's out on stage doing that? Yeah, I don't know where that came from, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then the whole home by 6. So does he think I'm making him dinner every night?
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of
I think we might be on 2 different pages. Yeah.
So are you giving Chase a chance? Is it an or an A?
Yeah, I think that's a no. Because I think we're on 2 different pages. He seems like he has younger kids, maybe.
Yeah.
And is too into the gym. I'm not really.
You're not a gym girly?
I'm not like scheduling legs one day, arms the next kind of gal.
She's lucky she paused the Mission Impossible marathon and went for a walk.
I like Pilates. I do my Pilates weekly.
All right. Okay. You're right.
Yeah. Come on, give it to me.
I will. Give it to me, mama.
I do my Pilates, but I'm not like the gym, like pressing weights there. Like, how much can you lift?
No.
Yeah.
You're not. Let's fucking go. Yeah, that's not you.
No.
You need to intimidate it.
Yeah. Next. What is this? Oh, these are the ones that are popping in, but not saying anything. They're just peeking.
These are just, yeah.
They're peekaboos.
So.
I get it. Peekaboos.
So. Girl, bye. So are we given?
That was cute.
It was funny. Are we giving him an X or a green? Or would you like to reach out for? Okay.
No, I don't think we're on the same page. And I'm not wasting time.
Period. Okay.
Yeah.
She's a girl that knows what she wants. Next up is Richard. Richard is 68.
Okay.
His photos entail smiling with grandkids at a baseball game and workout gear lifting weights at the gym.
What are all these guys into the gym?
That's
good for them.
I know.
I know. That's good. Okay. I shouldn't say that. Yeah.
Dress sharp. What do you want them to do? Be at home watching Mission Impossible movies with you. Dress sharp at a charity gala.
Okay.
And then on a morning, it looks like it on a walk with his dog. Like it looks like some mountainous vibes.
Okay. That's not bad then.
He's a widower.
Okay.
And proud grandpa of 4 amazing kids.
Cute.
Who keep him young.
That's cute.
He's a retired executive who stays busy with consulting and volunteering.
Cute.
He's a fitness enthusiast. He's still hitting the gym 5 days a week and loving every minute.
Okay.
Looking for a kind-hearted woman who's ready for adventure and some good old-fashioned fun.
Okay. I like Richard. Richard sounds okay.
He's a patient man, but he says he draws the line at people who don't believe socks belong inside the shoes.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like he doesn't like people wearing shoes.
Oh, okay. He says it after here. If you leave them on the floor, we just can't be compatible.
Leave what on the floor?
Socks. Like he believes they belong in the shoes.
Oh, so when you take your socks off, you need to put them in the shoe.
It's kind of like me and Adriana, where I misinterpreted her punctuation, the fan, and then he's saying he can't be friends. He's not compatible with you. Like socks belong in the shoes. If they're not put back.
He's like a iffy if. He's an iffy if.
If you're iffy, it's not, you're not sold. To me, that's a no.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because no.
Then,
no.
So
you would have to.
So do you want to move forward with the message? Do you want to, you're not pressed on doing that. Like he's not winning you over.
I mean, he's adventurous. He stays fit. He said about his grandkids. That's cute. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not sold.
Because I just see your reaction and it's like, I don't feel, it doesn't feel.
He's a maybe.
Okay. So we'll put him on ice right now.
Yeah.
All right. So we weren't too successful with this one.
Oh my goodness. No wonder people get so discouraged. And I'm only a week in.
Girl, yeah, you're 2 weeks in.
2 weeks in.
It's all right. Listen, don't get discouraged. There's many, many more in there. The thick fillet shorts won them over, so we got a lot of bite and views.
Yes, listeners, that pic will be deleted and changed and replaced with something a little classier.
Well, I think it's a great time to shift gears, to marinate on that, and invite our guest, friend to the podcast, relationship expert and sex therapist, Deborah Grace.
Deb sounds like we really need it.
Yeah, I'm like, Deb, where are you? You know,
I really need it, I should say.
Yeah, you got 2 little now. So I mean, you got the Pitbull banner. So hey. But I think Deb, you know, we always, every time we get together with her, it's always good conversation. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for you is like, okay, these things, they're definitely not making your panties slip off, these messages or these profiles, but like, how can we maneuver and navigate what intimacy looks like for you? You know, you're not a girl Tony was already ready to jump the gun. You know, Tony's ready to make you a meal and give you some ibuprofen, and he's ready to blow his back out.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not the type of girly that's going to move like that. So how can you go moving forward with this process at your own pace? And I think that's an important thing that would make you feel more comfortable.
Me and all the other ladies out there that are putting themselves out there to do
Period. All the gays and girlies that are listening.
Right. This isn't just to help me, people. It's to help everybody else. If
we're in it
together. Else is going through it. Yeah.
Listen, I have not seen some messages like that myself. So that was honestly groundbreaking and really scary for me to think, holy shit, there's that's out there.
Aren't you glad you're not out there? Yeah.
I am out there. I'm with you every step of the way.
Yeah.
Well, let's invite and welcome to the podcast our friend Deb. I love that I have a podcast with my mom and we can have people on like our guests to speak about sex. We're excited to welcome back friend of the podcast, relationship and sex therapist, Deborah Grace. Deb, we're so happy to have you back on the podcast.
So happy to be back.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh.
I said, friends.
Yeah, I was like, it's like a family reunion at this point, right?
Yeah.
If anybody remembers, if you're listening, Deb joined us last season to talk about having a slutty era and what that looks like. And, you know, surprisingly, my brother was the breakout star of that episode, unintentionally revealing that he was a virgin at 28 and you gave him some pointers. So we thank you for that.
Yep. I know. And I want the follow-up, you know, I want to know that he's having great experiences if he chooses. So,
oh, well, I said this season we're getting Barb out there. And then I said next season is going to be getting my brother out there, maybe, possibly, because we're just going to set up the whole family and start pimping them out.
I love it. Well, you're doing such a service because it's, you know, you are like so many women, Barb, that are looking for, you know, love and companionship at this age, at every age. And, you know, and then the two of your relationship, I love how you talk about parenting and all of the
Thanks,
things,
Deb.
because we're complex, you know, we're not just we're not just a dater. We're like a mother, a worker, you know, a professional. So
yeah.
Preach. Exactly. That's what we're trying. I'm glad that it's conveying well and translating, I should say, on the podcast.
No, for sure.
Well, so this season on the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast, we are following Barb's journey from the beginning, middle, and end of officially getting back out in the dating world. And, you know we have talked to you and you have been filled in to some degree of what that looks like, you know, from our prior conversation. Last week's episode, you know, we officially set her up on a dating app. The payoff, you know, throughout this season is that, you know, we're going to do a matchmaking game hosted by yours truly towards the end of the season. You know, but we really want Barb to feel like comfortable along the journey, you know, and that's where you come in when discussing the topic of, you know, sex and relationships. First things first, Barb is a prude, right? And she's not going to throw, you know, herself at these potential suitors like that. Right. I mean, last time you were on, we were just talking about like the liberation of like playing with ourselves. Now I don't think we're ready to jump the gun just there yet.
Yeah.
You know, but Barb already has had some guy sliding into her inbox and leading a little sexually forward.
Okay.
How do you first and foremost stay intentional when you are a woman over 50, a woman in general, about not, you know, changing, like not compromising on what your intentions and values are?
Absolutely. And I love that you are, you know, that you know them, first of all, because a lot of people don't take the time to actually think about, you know, you might think, oh, I'm a prude, but that is, you know, no, under that is all these values of like connection and safety and, you know, romance or whatever the values are under that. So really honoring that you know what you want is first amazing. So I always encourage people like, what's important to you?
Listen, Barb, see, Deb's got, if you feel down about yourself, she just hyped you up.
I know, but I don't know if am I a prude? Well, I don't know if I'm a prude.
I didn't use that word.
I know. And that's why I'm going back to my son. I'm like, he called me a prude.
Yeah. And I'm remembering in our last conversation, you know, and I said, like, how is your relationship? How is like sex in your first marriage? And you were like, it was good. I enjoyed it. You know, like, so it sounds like you enjoy pleasure. You enjoy sex. You just have standards. You know, you might want to know someone first. You might want to, you know, so one of the good things about dating in this age group, so people are looking for different things. Men are, you know, they're not sort of like leading with their penis as much. Now, some of them might be, and you'll, you know, find them in your DMs. And if it's a little fast or in your messaging, you know, you're like, that's probably not for me, because you want someone who's going to sort of care about you as a person first. And there are plenty of guys you're going to see that you are going to, you know, it's just a matter of sifting, right? And so if you from the beginning are like, that's a little forward or that's a little creepy even, that's not your guy.
How can you be, I know I'm kind of like speaking for my mom, and mom, you feel free to, but like, you know, I just, because in my head, I'm such a visual person that I see my mom getting this message and going, oh my, like, you know, I just see her like visceral reaction. And I'm like, how can you be flirty and sexy while not having to go all the way, right? Because I think some people get confused by like being sexy is like, hey, you know, and it's like, you don't need to do that, right? Like you can still be yourself and lead in a sexual way, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, there might be some, Barb, that you're like, oh, is this too much? But I don't know yet. Right. I'm going to keep going with this person a little bit. And I mean, I'm sure your instincts are, you know, you can kind of blushy face, right? Or like emojis are great. They say a lot. We can kind of tone it down like, oh, you know, I'm not quite ready for that, but you know,
if they start sending some eggplants, I'm like, I'm okay.
Exactly.
The fact that she even knows that, I'm proud of her. I'm really proud of you for that.
I watched your last podcast, and you know, exactly. So dick pics, you'd be like, no, I always say most people want to see it in person first. Like most women are like, I don't want to see that unless I've actually been with it and enjoyed it. Then I welcome the dick pic, right?
That's down the road. That's down the road.
It's so funny to me because Deb, I said last episode too, it's like gay culture, and I know this is like a generalization, but I mean, for my own experience as a gay man was like, you know, sending dick pics is like giving a handshake. It's like, hey, how's it going? You know,
Yeah. And I love that about gay culture, in that people are often more, they've had to, like, what are you into? What, what
Yeah.
makes you feel safe? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's liberating. That I think that, straight culture can really borrow from, because I feel like gay culture, like people who are gay, who are queer, talk more about what they want. They're more upfront. And it's great because, a lot of times heterosexual couples, they'll go for years without talking about what they want, or doing things they don't want to. The sex is like, a lot of gay men are like, I'm not going to stand for that.
Well, gay culture, it's like, well, I'm a dom top, I like to flip, and I'm verse when I do it this way, but I only bottom when I'm like, they're very intentional about the way that they want things to go down.
Exactly. We don't have that.
No.
In straight culture, which I wish we did. So, you can be kind of like, I'm shy, or whatever, be a little like, emojis say a lot. I really love getting to know people before, we flirt too much. There's just kind of a way to say what's
I'm totally a person who needs to like talk to somebody and feel the vibe from somebody. I don't feel like getting a text from somebody or something can give me anything, because everybody interprets text different. You know what I mean? You can say something. I'll even say to my kids, they'll say, doesn't this sound? And I'm like, how do you know what that sounds like? You're reading it. You have no idea what that sounds like.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. So you might be like, I want a gentleman. I want someone who like wants to know me first, but who's, interesting and kind of romantic. They exist. So, if someone is too sexual, that might be, the things that I'm like sift for. Tell me the name of your last guest, because she had some great.
Lisa Copeland.
Lisa. She said, widen your parameters. So you want to widen your parameters. We can get very narrow there, and we miss a lot. That's what she was really saying, right?
Yeah.
The age thing, women live 7 years longer than men. So like, I always suggest, if you're like, I want to date people my age, that's my goal. I always say, go up 5 years and go down 5 years. Like, or 3, or, 3, either way, like whatever your comfort zone is there, because people do, mature at different levels. People are looking for different things at this age, where you're at. People are in really different health, right? And activity levels. And a lot of women take better care of themselves than men. And so a lot of them are more active. And so to date someone who's a little bit younger, might just be the exact match for your energy levels, for what you want to do. So that's where I suggest to flex those a little bit. You get to have what you want, Barb. You get to, this should be a plus to your life and not take away anything.
Period. Do you hear that, Barb?
I know.
She needs those words of encouragement like that.
I'm really like, I'm like queen energy, like elevate, you know what I mean? It's like, not from a like, oh, I'm better than everyone, but like, I get to choose, what am I available for? What am I inspired to give another person? Like, I have people make lists. What do I want? What gifts do I want to offer in a relationship?
100%.
Like you said, sharing beach time, traveling. I like some people, I like to cook for someone, you know what I mean? I want to trade back rubs, or whatever it is. Like, those are your gifts, right?
Yeah.
You've got great kids. Like, anyone is like, they would be honored to get to know your boys,
Oh, thank you. I feel the same way. So my standards, again, Lisa already said, Barb.
The expectations are very, very high.
Yeah. But again, like, the package might not be what you expect when you're hormone driven at 25, like, I need symmetrical, I need tall, I need, like, whatever hormones are like making us choose a mate. So we have kids that are,
look a certain way. Yeah.
Look as good as Paul, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that was the one good decision she made in that relationship, if I'm being honest. So,
I mean, a lot of us feel like, we were together to have children, and that's okay. I always love to say, like, that there are no failed relationships. It just had an expiration date. And so there's a couple of things that I encourage people to look for. Like, you can tell value somewhat by like how someone talks about their past relationships. If they're like, oh, all my exes were bitches, and, and they don't take any accountability or they're like kind of sour on life. You can tell a lot by like ordering dinner with somebody, right? How do they treat them? And are they in a relationship with their kids? Are they close? If they're not close, are they really trying? Do they have close friends? At this point of life, it's kind of like, you've had experience to get over stuff, to work on yourself, to create lasting relationships in your life. And those are a good sign that someone, has values that are similar to yours.
Yeah. I think sometimes, like Paul said with our prior guests, I get ick quickly.
Yeah, my mom will get an ick very quickly, and I said I have picked up that trait because like one thing can just like turn her off from somebody, and I know that for a fact.
Yeah. So, you can label the ick. So sometimes you might say, is this a deal? Okay, I'm seeing the ick. Is this a deal breaker? Like ultimately, if this guy checked all the boxes that are important to me, would this be okay? You'll just kind of see, and some icks might be like, okay, fine, he's wearing weird shoes. So if you're turned off by clothes, I mean, obviously if it's a huge ick, like capital I ick, you might go, oh, this is capital I ick. This is little I ick.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you can still have expectations, but like you're saying, some can be more extreme than the others, right. And you can have to navigate what is really going to take the cake of like, this is a big deal breaker for me. Is it badass attitude or is it badass shoes? Which one are you picking?
Exactly.
I feel like I've encountered this personally, and I know other people have, and this is something that like down the road in terms of like intimacy and growing further in that space and getting to know somebody, is that you're eventually going to take this conversation offline and want to, take it in person.
Yeah.
What happens if someone is different online? They seem very cool, calm, coy, understanding. And then in person, it's like, boom, let's get a crack in. Are your panties off yet? Like that kind of person, how do you kind of like, I mean, granted, you'd probably say I'm out, but like, I don't know. Do you give somebody the benefit of the doubt of misreading, or is that like an automatic red flag?
Yeah. Well, and this is what Lisa was suggesting also with my clients. I say, get off a lot of people will have it feels like a relationship already. You're texting for 2 weeks and they're saying, good morning, sweetheart, every morning, and good night. And all of a sudden it feels like almost a relationship. And I'm like, no. And what Lisa said, 5 or 6 exchanges. Okay. Sometimes if it feels like, I'm not sure I want to meet this person yet, I'll say, if you're, again, if you have shared your phone number, so you can always block someone you don't like, but then, I encourage like a FaceTime. Or like, hey, let's have a call and pop on FaceTime and just, kind of get to see each other off just texting.
Right. Because what their profile might not be exactly what.
Barb might be out here getting catfished. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you're kind of, and if you're vibing with them, like, I mean, you might be like, oh my God, their background, like, their house is like a total mess where they've got like 5 dogs and you're not a dog person. Do you know what I mean? Like
she's out.
Let's say you hop on a call or it's a date and someone just monologues, right? And you're like, this guy's kind of okay, but he hasn't asked me a thing about myself. You could say, I love hearing about you. Ask me something about me. Like be kind of,
and say, I'll be out if I have to sit.
That's the ick. That's the ick. See,
I have to sit and tell them to ask something about me.
Yes.
I'm out.
And that might be for you. Sometimes people get nervous. So that might be one. Now, if that happened every time, you know what I mean? And again, you might be like, no, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm not going to someone should be able to have that self-awareness. Great. So that's like a capital I ick for you, right? Yeah. For someone else, they might be like, okay, that one let's see.
I think my problem is, I just had a light bulb moment.
Oh, I love that. Great. That's what the podcast is for.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about it.
I think my moment that I just realized is that I think like I tolerate it so much before and just let it go and like just tried to change that. Now I'm like, oh, I won't tolerate the littlest thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's no room there for me because I just tolerate it and put up with it for so long that I'm like, now I'm just like, I can't give that.
I just heard of a woman, she was dating in LA and she's like, I went on 220 Bumble dates and 221 was my husband. So, you can make a case for being like there, I am going to honor even the little icks because I don't have time for that. I'm happy alone. I have a rich life. But definitely the ones like, kindness, right? Like I keep hearing, choose someone who's kind, right? Who's interested in me. Yes. So that's a biggie. If that person isn't kind at all, if they're monologuing or trying to impress you with all their money or whatever, and not interested in you, yes, that would be a no. You're like, I did that. I want someone who off the bat knows how to. So that would go to the, more in the core value rather than, oh, he's wearing weird shoes. Right.
It always comes back to the weird shoes. They're a big deal breaker. They really are.
Yeah. So that would be my next question. What if they got the whole package? One thing leads to another.
Yep.
And then you're like,
yeah, totally.
Chemistry just, that part is not there. Yeah.
I mean, chemistry can build over time, but I do believe there needs to be, I call it like curiosity and interest. Do you know what I mean? Like say you have your first kiss and you're like, okay, the fireworks didn't go off, but it wasn't bad. Do you know what I mean? Because some of us have to learn how to kiss together. Some of us have to, the first time they try to hold your hand, it's awkward, right? Like just to see like, okay, as long as it wasn't like they're aggressive or I'm not having any curiosity or interest in that person, that's kind of what's going to keep you driving forward to get to know them and seeing if some of those things work out. If it's definitely a no, I say, cut it off as soon as possible because you're saving yourself time and theirs. You're going to probably find too, Barb, like a lot of people out there, a lot of men also have only had maybe one or two partners. You might meet people who are in the same boat. And
and then I could rock their world.
Love it. Exactly. I mean, some of the best sex people are having is in midlife. Like you're just rich.
Hey, Barb, you're onto a good track. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you have a sense of humor. You're like, who cares anymore? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So dating apps don't always need to be hookups or sex. Like you can make out of it what you want. Like no matter the way somebody else may start the narrative or create it, it's up to you to decipher how you want to intentionally maneuver this.
It's ups and downs. It's ups and downs. It's
treat it like a game. Treat it like a fun.
It's exploratory.
Exactly. It's just like you're shopping for a fabulous pair of pants or a fabulous pair of shoes. Let's say.
Whatever you like, you're shopping for in that moment. Yeah,
they have to fit. They have to be cute. You know what I mean? Like the same with looking for partners.
She's setting you up for success, and we love her for that.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. Success. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why we have Deb on, and she is always invited on the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast because we love her dearly. Thank you, Deb, for coming on. Please share with everybody where they can check you out at.
So I have 2 books, Sex Poems and Love Poems. So I write a lot about, healing, desire, relationship, long-term relationship, some hooking up in there that I did. So,
you were in your slutty era. I love that.
I had an open marriage phase. I had 2 slutty periods in my life, one in my early 20s and one in my early 40s. Learned a lot. And I also experienced infidelity in my first marriage. I was married for 20 years. My marriage now, more love poems, but like life, right? Like desire, it ebbs and flows. It's, things come in, navigating stepkids, like it's all in there. You can get those on Amazon. And then Deborah Marie Grace is my now website. Yes.
And then tell everybody your socials too.
Deborah Marie Grace on Instagram. And then it's Deborah _Grace Deborah _Marie _Grace on TikTok.
Yes, love it. Well, thank you, Deb, so much for coming on as always. We love you and thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. How are you feeling after talking to her? What do you feel?
Good. She just makes it so much easy. You know what I mean? She puts it all in your court. She doesn't tell you what's right, what's wrong. She tells you more of go with your feelings. If you're ready, know how to do this.
Stay intentional.
Yes, totally.
The voice of wisdom. We've heard it here first. Deborah Grace, everybody. And Barb's feeling good. And Barb can leave a conversation with you and feel like she's on the right path. That's how you know you did a good job. So shout out to Deb always.
Yes.
Do you know what all this sex talk is reminding me of?
No.
Run it back. It's making me think about my little secretly closeted self back in the day where I thought, I possibly had to like women just to get by in life. And that was the way that I had to. And there was this girl who was a friend of a friend, and she was the sweetest, nicest girl when I met her. And I remember it was like the first time that I was like, okay, this is like a girl who like is cute and she's really sweet and nice. And it felt like just, you know, when you committed to something, you have to do it. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going all in or nothing. She liked me, which is always surprising to me when I think girls like me, because I'm like, you didn't know that I was gay. This was the summer right as I came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, let's give this a shot,
Yeah.
shall we? And I think the biggest sign to me of how I should have known that it wasn't happening is that
When
when
I
I went
asked
over,
you when you kissed her and you were like, ew, oh my gosh, it was you made a comment about the kiss. It wasn't like a complimentary, like, yeah, it was a good kiss. It like disgusted you.
it
You were
skeeved
like,
me out.
oh, like you just
Listen, I went to her house, and that to me is like a sign if your parents aren't home, you're home alone. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be the moment you have to like step up and do something. And I remember we just started making out, and it was just like nothing was there for me, like at all. Like I was like not turned on by it. And this is not anything against her. It just was not like it wasn't
no,
there.
of course it's not. Yeah.
And I remember it just like, you know, usually after some heavy like making out, there's some progression. I was like, there were no hands being moved. We're not trying to get to any other places. It was giving none of that. So all it ended up happening was just like, I remember like spit was just like drool was starting to come because it was, I'm like, I'm like getting, I can't, it's traumatizing. But I was like so scared that I'm like, usually, you know, you start feeling up on some things, you start on buttons. There was none of that there. I was like, imagine just making out. You're like this.
Mom, can you come get me? I'm ready to go.
Yeah. It was giving very much of that. I was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. So the biggest relief that I had is when she walked out the door and I said goodbye.
Yeah.
So your whole dating journey as of right now has just made me think about the time that I literally was over a girl's house by myself. She was into me. We passionately, quote unquote, made out. And I was like, I'm done. Like, there's nothing happening next. Like, I want out. And it was like, hold on, I'm calling my mom. Girl, pick me up. I'm out. I can't do that. I'm not kissing her anymore. That's all I'm doing. And we're not going any further at this point.
Oh, that's funny. I do. For whatever reason, I remember that always.
So your journey of dating is bringing me back into my heteronormative past era, which was short-lived.
Hopefully my moment won't be like that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, your next kiss. Like, yeah, your next kiss is not going to be you wiping your mouth in disgust and disdain. Yours is going to be like, yeah, no, we need to set the bar up higher for you.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
Well, all we've gotten from this episode is Chase is a no, Tony's a no, George is a no. Sex is a slippery slope, and you got to watch out how you're putting yourself out there in the ether.
Yeah.
And if you're gay, embrace it, honey. That's all I know.
Yes.
What are you taking away from this episode? The same?
Praise.
Yeah, there. Praise up.
Praise up.
Well, thank you, everybody, for being invested in Barb's dating journey. Listen to me relive some trauma and just us having fun with this experience and making Barb one more step more comfortable. And for celebrating Barb's big birthday bash on the podcast. I'm so happy we were able to do this on your birthday. That was fun.
Thank you. Yes,
well,
it was fun.
Everybody, we have on next week our friend to the podcast, Dr. Alex, where Barb, you should let everybody know why we wanted to have Dr. Alex on.
Because I wanted to ask Dr. Alex if like there's a healthy time period or a healthy like to jump right back into dating as soon as you get done a relationship, or is it okay to not date at all after a relationship and just be okay with being by yourself? Is there healthiness in both?
Dr. Alex is a clinical psychologist. She's got their doctoral degrees, honey, and she is ready to put them to use with us. We adore her and we're happy to have her on next week. So please tune into that. And before we tap out of this episode, it would not be a traditional Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast without me saying this over and over again. Please tune in to us every Monday on YouTube at 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST. That's where our episodes drop. The same thing on Spotify and Apple. Make sure that you're subscribed and you like them and follow whatever you can do on those platforms. Make sure you're doing it and leave us a review and tell us how much you love us. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom. Please chime into the conversation if you want to throw some things at us and let us know how you feel.
And Paul will read them more clearly this time.
Why did I not? Oh yeah. Oh my! I was like, wait, why did I not? Yeah, I feel so sorry, Adriana. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I will make sure not to jump the gun and chase any fans away. We need all the ones that we can. So please email us at holdonI'mCallingMyMomPodcast@gmail.com. I love you guys for listening. Thank you. It means everything to be able to do this with my mom, and I appreciate you guys.
We do.
We both
appreciate it.
Yeah, making that happen for us. So thank you. And we look forward to talking with you guys next week. Barb, take it away with your signature, please.
I'm hanging up now. Bye.
Call you later.
Love you.
Love you.